Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the Vintage Sewing Machine Garage YouTube channel. You are looking at the Pfaff model number 6 with this sort of an aerial view, and I have removed the top of the machine because I want to take a look at areas that I might want to lubricate. But before I even do that, you know, as I've mentioned to you all many times, some of you already knew this, but if you're new to vintage sewing machines or sewing machines in general, keep in mind that before you add any kind of lubrication, you want wherever you're going to do that to be clean, right? We don't want dust and grime and other forms of filth on our machine. So I'm going to just take a look here and see what we've got. We have, let's see here. Thought I'd give you a little close-up here of what I'm looking at. So right here, this is the shaft, and you might be able to see it sort of spinning. There is a bobbin winder tire, or bobbin winder ring, as people sometimes call it, and it's not clear to me. It feels interesting. It's not black. It almost, I don't think it's made of silicone. I'll have to double check because honestly, I don't know when silicone was originally invented, when it started to show up in consumer products. That's a level of geeking out I haven't done yet, but that I'm sure that will follow. However, I don't see any cracks in this tire, and it's just interesting that this shaft is spinning so beautifully. But what am I doing here? I want to go in, and I'm just sort of poking around. I've got my cotton swab, and I first want to, you know, get rid of any, there's not a lot of dust or filth here because, again, the machine is probably, the last time the lid would have been taken off is when the machine was serviced, either by the owner, the original owner, whose household I was able to get this, or maybe it was serviced at a dealer. That is also possible, but that's probably immaterial at this point. So what am I doing? I'm just sort of taking my cotton swab, looking around, you know, is there any dust here, anything? And I notice, I don't know if you can see this or not, I'll just give you a little bit more zoom. There's what it looks to me like surface levels of rust. And again, these parts here, yeah, you can see, I think you can see, I can get it, there we go. You can see I've got some surface rust, but it came right off. One of the ways to know how bad the rust is how easily does it come off. If it comes off, and this again, this is 99% isopropyl alcohol, and you know, there's a black paint on these parts, or at least I think it is. And you know, if I saw black paint coming off of here, this is not really an aesthetic area of the paint, but I would stop immediately and probably go to something else, either a cleaner or perhaps I could even go to using sewing machine oil as a cleaner, which sometimes will help. So as I'm coming sort of in here, I'm going to push on this. I'm pretty sure that obviously when you have a horizontal bobbin tire, it has to engage the hand wheel at some point, and that's basically what you do. And you can do this with the lid on, right? All of this part of the components come up above the lid, and the spring is wonderful. Again, plenty of spring action there. And I'm also seeing, oh yeah, wow. I don't know if you folks look at that. There's quite a bit of surface rust, but the good news is when I apply my isopropyl alcohol, it comes right off. And when I do, I can actually see the shiny metal. What that tells me is that whatever the oxidation or rust is, it's just on the surface. It's like a light coating and it comes off, and that makes me happy. When you have rust that is more stubborn, that usually means that the steel has been pitted and it has oxidized more deeply, and that can create its own sets of problems, either aesthetically or even functional issues. So And if you're not sure, you can sometimes take, when you move a device, you can maybe get, I can get further in there because I shifted a bit, see what I've got. And again, I'm just going to, I'm reaching the areas that I can see. Now, what would happen, just sort of going underneath there. Let's say that the rust was really, really bad. In that case, I might be tempted to undo all of this. I could literally take this apart. Remember, it was designed to be taken apart. But you don't have to take everything apart if it's, basically I have gotten, all the other areas are, like this area here is right. I can't find any surface rust because trying to go underneath because it's actually mated to another piece of steel. So, and what will I do when I'm done, when I'm finished removing any dust or surface level rust, then I will obviously be treating this with sewing machine oil. And as I've shown in other videos, sewing machine oil, just going underneath, I don't really get any underneath here. Sewing machine oil is a protector for steel, right? It can help protect against, that's just tilt this up for a moment. I want you to see. I'm just basically, this is not rust, this is just dirt, old dirt. And I'm just coming across the top rim here of the vertical shaft that spins. And of course this shaft, the top here, this is where the bobbin would go. This is where the bobbin will be wound. And how do I know this? Well, you can see the little pip right here, right there. Let me point to it. Right there, there's a little pip that lines up with the bobbin. So, what else do we have to do here? I am basically going to zoom back out. And I'm just going to come around. Are there any dust bunnies? Not really. Just like a tiny, tiny amount. Normally, if a machine has been covered, it's unusual to find tons of dust or dirt or bad hair or anything else filthy in this part of the machine. It can happen, but it would be an odd occurrence. Now, one of the things some of you may have noticed, if not you should have, that this machine has, you'll notice that in certain areas you see red, right? And I have not gone in and put nail polish on that. That actually was done at the factory. And I believe this would happen at the factory because they were trying to instruct the owner, hey, when you go to oil your machine, this is where you oil it. So this is, again, making sure that everything is set. Are we good? Is there any other dirt or filth that needs to be dealt with? Because, again, you want to remove that before you start to oil the machine. If you don't, you're going to create a muddy, grubby mess, and your machine is not being helped if it's having to use oil mixed with dust. That's not how it was designed to work. So I hope this was helpful or useful to some of you, whether you have a Pfaff Model 6 or just a machine generally. It's still hopefully useful in that you definitely want to clean before you lubricate. Cleaning comes first, then the oiling happens later. I appreciate all of you watching, and stay tuned when I debut my next video on this machine, and we'll keep going through it and hopefully get it to wake up, hopefully sometime soon. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.